The world is remembering Dr. C.T. Vivian for the critical role he played in the civil rights movement. He died in the wee hours of the morning here in Atlanta. Karen Greer joins us now with a look at his amazing life and legacy, and what a life it was, Karen.
Absolutely, Greer. Where do I begin? A well-respected author, minister, and close confidant of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Cordy Tyndall Vivian leaves an indelible mark in the civil rights history. His determination was never more evident than during a confrontation at a 1965 voter registration drive in Selma.
We struggled with and fought the battles and won them across this nation.
Reverend Dr. Cordell Tyndall Vivian, by all accounts, was the epitome of legendary, a civil rights icon who's perhaps best known for his lifetime of wisdom and service in the fight for justice.
We generally do not hear his name. We hear a lot of the other people who are part of the movement, and it's not to take away from anyone else's legacy, but it's just the fact that we need to celebrate all of our legends, and Dr. Vivian definitely was one.
Born in Missouri but raised in Macomb, Illinois, Vivian's work spanned 6 decades. His first sit-in demonstration was in Peoria, Illinois, and the young Vivian met Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. right after the 1955 bus boycott in Montgomery, Alabama. Vivian helped organize the historic Freedom Rides to integrate buses across the South. He even trained activists to protest using nonviolence. But one of his biggest moments in history came as he tried to register black voters in Selma, Alabama, sparking the march of thousands across the Edmund Pettus Bridge.
When you talk about a right to vote, this man got hit in the face with a billy club by Sheriff Jim Clark, knocked down the steps, got up bloody, and still continued to confront Jim Clark. That's powerful, and people saw that all over the world.
Vivian would set up field offices for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and worked right alongside his friend Dr. King, advocating for justice and equality. The signing of the Voting Rights Act of 1965, one of his crowning achievements. In August of 2013, former President Barack Obama awarded Vivian the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
That was just an incredible day, and I remember leaving there just awestruck.
And that was his son, Al Vivian. You know, an amazing legacy, amazing life. Dr. Vivian died at 2:55 this morning of natural causes. He is survived by his children, Denise, Albert, Kira, Mark, and Anita. And joining us live on the phone right now, the Honorable Andrew Young, former Atlanta mayor and UN ambassador. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about your friend. What is something that people don't know about Dr. Vivian?
Well, you know, C.T. Vivian began the civil rights movement before any of us. He was leading a sit-in Peoria, Illinois in 1947. That's, you know, 7, 8 years before Rosa Parks and Dr. King started. But he was a part of a group in the Midwest that just believed in nonviolence. They were students of Gandhi, and they began to practice that. James Lawson, who was a part of that group, went to India as a missionary of the Methodist Church. C.T. Vivian was in the Baptist Church. He came to Nashville and became the head of the Southern Baptist printing publishing company when I met him in 1960. And he just never stopped. I remember him, and he was 90, almost 96.
Right.
But C.T., even when he was with us in the 60s and 70s, on his way home, he would stop at Morris Brown Stadium, and he would run up the steps, 2 or 3 times to stay in shape.
He was fit and in shape, for sure.
That's why he was able to go so long and be so strong.
Well, Ambassador Young, we are going to hear more from you on CBS 46 News at 4, 5, and 6. Thank you so much for sharing live with us information about your dear friend.
Vivian and his family.
Absolutely. They are in our prayers. And of course, Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms tweeting moments ago, our city and nation lost an incredibly kind and courageous man today. May the lessons of love, leadership, and reconciliation taught to us by C.T. Vivian continue to rest and abide in our hearts and minds today and always. We will have more on Dr. Vivian, as well as plans for a service at Providence Missionary Baptist Church, where his longtime friend, Reverend Gerald Durley, will perform the eulogy. So join us, CBS 46 News 4, 5, and 6, and on our CBS 46 app.